Cloudy, what's going on, dude?
Not
How
too
are we
much.
doing today?
Not too much. Welcome to it. It is season 2, episode 12, the finale of our second season on the 3BeerPod, and I think we've got a really good one, Tim. I'm really looking forward to
I
this
do
tonight.
too. I do too,
Uh,
buddy. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. And let's get to our sponsors first. Let's just get rolling right into it here tonight. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about on the back end, but we'll start with, first of all, our sponsors, as always. Shauna over at the Health House, who takes care of us and makes sure we eat as healthy as possible, despite some Sunday afternoons over at the Red Barn patio. That
She's taking care of us.
That's questionable. She certainly lets us know. But thanks to Shauna
And our friend Chris McLeod over at Realty House, just pumping out houses being sold and listed. If you got a house to list, this is the week to do it. 36 beers.
Oh,
if you
boy.
list the house this week from Chris McLeod at Realty House. Good stuff this week. For sure. Cranking it up.
Our guest is standing by, Tim, but before we get to him, let's get right into it. What you drinking, bud? What are you drinking tonight, Timmer?
Hey, I got a big delivery on Monday. Got my Welly Canland box of beer in the mail. So Wellington Brewery was on episode 10, season 2. And so I'm drinking 3 from Wellington, but they're all 3 more different collabs. So we've got one here from Block 3 in Wellington. It's a hazy American pale ale. That one looks good. That one's going to be first today. We'll put that in line. Second is American brown with coffee. It was made with Red Circle Brewery. So Wellington and Red Circle together. And the third one is a fest beer, and it's Wellington with Allura Brewery. So 3 collab beers to end the season with. Excited about the Welly Canland pack. The board game that comes with it. We'll talk about it in the beer buzz. It looks like it's gonna be a good one.
I'll have to play
what you drinking, bud?
All right. Well, first of all, look at me.
Oh, buddy. Season 2, episode 12. Cloudy pulled out the matching glasses.
Finally. I've had this kicking around the back of my fridge for a while. I'm having a Roman candle from Bellwoods Brewery. Tim, where's Bellwoods?
It's Toronto. Yeah.
Is that Toronto? Okay.
Yeah. It's a pretty awesome brewery. Where did you get that from?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
I've never seen that before. So I'm excited to see how that goes for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just kicking it off here tonight. So that's what I'm going to start with. I got a little bit of summer because I'm hating that summer's wrapping up here. So I'm going to have from Railway City. We've had this a couple times on the show.
Creamsicle Ale.
The Creamsicle Ale. I'm loving this, and that makes me think of summer. So I'm not giving up on summer just yet. And in the summer theme of things, a sour IPA from Sawdust City. This is the Electric Storm, the sour IPA.
Electric Storm.
Yeah,
delicious. All right, that's exciting. So we got some good beers here to finish off the season with. I like it.
Yeah. Good beers, good people, good stories. That's what we do on the podcast, and I think we have really lucked out. We're excited to bring this guy onto the show here tonight. This is the weekend that the Terry Fox run is on, a legend in Canada and such a legacy. And we are proud to be joined right now by Fred Fox, the older brother of Terry Fox. Good evening, Fred. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm loving the conversation about the beer. I think I want to try that hazy pale ale there, Tim.
Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes here. It looks pretty good out of the pour here. It should be good.
Fred, I should have given you a heads up that we usually have a beverage while we chat on the 3BeerPod. If you were to have a beverage with us, what would you be drinking tonight?
You know, I live in the Vancouver area, so the craft brewery thing is hit pretty good here. And I live out east of Vancouver in Maple Ridge and not far from Port Coquitlam. And my favorite beer right now is an IPA. I love my IPAs, and it's from Taylite Brewing in Port Coquitlam, and it's so it's awesome. It's
Are you at the office right now, Fred, or are you at home?
I am at the office.
Well, then that rules out having a beverage with us here tonight. So we got work to do. Fred, this is awesome. I am really excited to have you on here, and we just kind of threw your name out there, and we thought, well, that'd be cool if we could get him on the 15th of September. Not even really thinking about how the dates lined up. How this weekend is the Terry Fox Run, not only across Canada, North America, but around the world. So I appreciate you finding some time, because I can imagine it must be pretty wild. You work for the Terry Fox Foundation. It must be pretty wild this week over there.
Yeah, the last hour here, I've been helping a couple of the other staff packaging T-shirt orders. People on the shopping cart ordering their Terry Fox T-shirt for this year. I see Tim was wearing last year's shirt, and so yeah, we're doing that. Lots of we got 300 orders to try to get out before the end of the week. So a busy, exciting time of year. We've been working towards this year for the 40th anniversary for close to a year, but everything got paused a little bit, and we had to change our direction back in late March, early April.
Fred, let's get to the story. And I was writing some of this stuff down, and I was thinking, this takes me back to grade 6, because I did a speech on Terry Fox, and I remember all these stories. And I remember growing up, I was in the Sudbury area, and there was a lot of excitement because Terry was running through that area. So it was like a memory that was triggered, and later on did the speech. And I'm sure you've heard that many, many times. So you're the older brother of Terry. How many years older are you, Fred?
14 months older.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So you were very close growing up?
Yeah, I would say we were, for sure. And very much involved in sports in the Port Coquitlam area, and played all kinds of sports. Soccer, golf, basketball, anything we could do, we played. So yeah.
And the story goes, and correct me if I'm wrong, so Terry wanted to be on the basketball team, and the coach said, basketball's not for you. You're not tall enough. Maybe you should do running. And he said, well, I don't want to do running, but I'll do it just to show you that I can. And that's where it started, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Where we were going to school in Port Coquitlam, we had junior high schools, grade 8 to 10. Terry, I was in grade 9. Terry came in as one of the new grade 8s and tried out for the basketball team. And literally, he was probably the smallest kid trying out for the team, and not very tall. And as you said, coach said, yeah, I don't think you're going to play very much. Try cross country, try wrestling team. Terry said, okay, I'll try cross country, but I'm going to give it a shot at basketball as well. Didn't play very much that grade 8 year. By the time he got to his final year of junior high in grade 10, he was a starting guard and the captain of the team. And that was with that same core group of kids that were there in grade 8, but Terry showed what you can accomplish with a little bit of hard work and determination.
So growing up, was Terry always like that determined? Was he like an 8-year-old that had the determinations, like you're not going to tell him no, or was he always just determined?
Yeah, and I would say a bit of our family trait, a little bit. Very competitive. Terry was didn't like to lose. Very competitive, and always trying his best. And that's how our mom would say all the time. Finish what you start. If we started something, if we were going to join a team of some sort, see it to the end. And that's how Terry was, right? But Terry took it to that extra level, whether it was playing basketball or soccer. And when he arrived, I'm up at Simon Fraser University, is where our national office is, and Terry had that attitude when he came up to Simon Fraser and tried out for the basketball team here.
It's such a story. And Canadians, I think we all know about Terry Fox, but maybe not the background. So how old was he when he was diagnosed?
18, his first year of university. He started university in the fall of 76 and was diagnosed towards the end of the basketball season in early March of 77. And 18 years old, told he had a type of bone cancer, had to lose part of his right leg. So at 18 in 1977, as I often say, is Terry and I really didn't know very much about cancer. People didn't talk about it the way we do today, and it was obviously a big shock. And Terry was devastated at the original news.
Well, I can imagine. And Tim, you work with teenagers all the time. It's like at 18, you don't know what to think. And you're what, 19, 20 at this time, Fred, when this comes down, and like a shock to the whole family. Yeah.
I was 19, and people didn't refer to cancer. They didn't talk about it. They referred to it as a C word, and it was a shock. But I remember the night before Terry's amputation, 4 days later after he was told he had cancer, Terry, the night before his operation, sat with Terry, just him and I, older brother, and all I could think of saying to Terry that night was, "Why you? Why do you have to have cancer? All your dreams are coming true, playing basketball at the highest level at university, and going to university to get your degree in kinesiology." And Terry said, "Fred, why not me? I've been told all my life I'm not good enough, big enough, smart enough. This is just another challenge." And just by Terry's attitude, you knew then that he had already put this behind him. He was going to turn this into something positive.
Wow, it chills up your spine when you hear that.
Yeah.
Like, so he was in the hospital bed. Is that where he decided? Like, when did he decide to do this run across Canada?
I think a seed was planted in Terry's head. Our high school basketball coach brought Terry a magazine, a Runner's World magazine, about a fellow who, his name was Dick Trom, who had ran the New York Marathon, and Dick was an amputee, and Terry read the article and kind of planted a seed, saying that if he can run a marathon, if he can run with an artificial leg, I can as well. So Terry, after his operation, took 18 months of chemotherapy, and once that was done in February of '79, 2 years after his first diagnosis, Terry started to run with his artificial leg, and a leg that back in the day there weren't artificial limbs designed for running. Terry's was designed for walking, and he started to run and slowly built up his mileage. And by Labor Day long weekend of '79, Terry and our brother Daryl and Rick Hansen had been up in Prince George, BC, to run a race, and Terry finished last, but that didn't matter. He came home after that so proud of what he'd accomplished that day, finishing, and told her mom he was planning on running across Canada to raise money for cancer research.
Wow.
It's such a story. Such a story. So here I got a little video. We can talk over this as we go. But Terry, like you said, that leg wasn't made for running. So he had that unusual gait. And there you can see here in this video how he had to kind of do a hop, skip, and that was just basically for the parts in the leg to reset. Is that right, Fred?
Yeah, well, the hinge on the knee, he had to take that little step with his good left leg to pull the right leg through, to get that kind of a slingshot action on his right leg, artificial leg, to get it through. So he mastered that. He also developed himself a strap that went from around his waist to above the knee to help it swing forward through as well. So yeah.
Wow.
That's great. And then he ran a marathon a day. Tim and I play softball together, Fred. That's how we became friends. We would call for a pinch runner after a run 60 feet down the baseline. And here's Terry, a young man fighting cancer on one leg, and he's running a marathon a day. Like, why isn't this a TV movie yet? This like, if this was an American, this would be the biggest story, and it would be all over TV. And it's so Canadian. We all know Terry, and we all know the story, and it blows my mind every single time I hear the story about Terry Fox. I'm riveted.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's mind blowing. And what's it like as another older brother? Like, I'm trying to picture myself. My brother had cancer too. He passed away. And so when I hear these stories, obviously Terry was a different person altogether, but I hear like this fight inside of him that he was like, I'm not giving up. I don't care what it is. I'm going to do this. So it brings back a lot of memories. So when I think of as you as an older brother, what was your life like at that time? Were you thinking, Terry's running across Canada, or where were you at in your headspace at the time?
Kind of almost exactly that kind of attitude. I was when Terry was diagnosed, I was 19 when Terry decided to run the Marathon of Hope. He would have been 21 when he started running. I would have been 22, and back 22 years old, I'm working, close to getting married. So when Terry told me he was going to run across Canada, I kind of took it for granted a little bit. Terry set goals for himself all the time, and my attitude about it was a lot different than our mom's. I said to Terry, "Yeah, okay, good for you. Good luck. We'll see you when you get home," kind of attitude, right? Our mom had a different attitude. She got very upset with Terry. I got angry with him, yelled at him, and said, "Why the heck would you do something as crazy as that? Just run from Alberta border to BC, finish in Stanley Park in Vancouver. And Terry's answer was simply, Mom, no, people in BC get cancer, people right across Canada do. I have to start in St. John's, Newfoundland.
That's such a story. So when he started in St. John's, it wasn't a big deal at all. Like there was maybe a couple people there, dips his leg in, and they grabbed a couple bottles of water. Makes his way to Quebec, still not a big deal. But as he gets to Ontario, is when we really start to hear the story. And you joined him on Ontario, right?
Yeah, it was, you're right. As Terry made his way through Newfoundland, also, although the Newfoundland people were awesome, very, they would bring Terry and his buddy Doug into their homes and feed them all the way through the province and the maritime provinces. When Terry hit the Ontario border, that's where it kind of went crazy. And our younger brother Daryl joined Terry and Doug in New Brunswick, St. John, New Brunswick. Daryl graduated from high school that summer, so it allowed him to help out. I saw Terry for the first time physically run. I wasn't living at home. Terry ran over 5,000 kilometers just in training to prepare his body to go through all the injuries and everything else. Before he even left Newfoundland, he had ran 5,000 kilometers. I never saw Terry run any of those at home and wasn't living at home. I finally got to see Terry run when he arrived in Toronto and ran with Terry and brother Daryl, Doug Allwer, Terry's buddy, and Daryl Sittler, who played for the Leafs at the time, down University Avenue. It was the most unforgettable thing I'd ever seen, watching Terry and running with him down University Ave to Nathan Phillips Square.
And I imagine as an older brother, you're like, oh, this is a big deal. Okay, I see what's going on. That was probably the first experience. That's pretty crazy. And then obviously, eventually, the run has to end. Where were you when you found out and you got that word?
Yeah, a lot of things happened in those last couple of weeks. Actually, my soon-to-be wife Teresa and I were on vacation in the middle of August. We had joined up with Terry in Wawa, and we left Terry around. We were with them for about 4 days. We left heading back west to we lived in Coquitlam on the August 19th, and so we were eventually home Labor Day long weekend, the Monday, September 1st. I'm with my mom and dad. We're at a fundraising event in Chilliwack, BC at the Armed Forces Base east of Vancouver. We're on our way home. Dad was driving, turned on the radio in the car to listen to the news just by chance. And the very first news story was Terry Fox is in hospital in Thunder Bay. And that's how our folks found out. And when I share that story a little bit at school. So I say, back then we didn't have cell phones. Nobody could phone my dad to let them know what was going on. And an hour away from their house, and we arrived at the house, and the phone was ringing with Terry calling from Thunder Bay to let mom and dad know that he had to come back home to BC. The cancer had returned to his lungs.
Jesus, what a story. Tim, we were just talking before we get on here about, and maybe you can clear this up if this is one of those old stories that has gained some background over the years, but where was that area? Was it Sudbury area, Tim? Where the road?
Oh yeah, where the road wasn't quite finished on the marathon, and he was heading there, and the work crew worked through the night to get the road paved so Terry could run through it. That's an amazing story of the Canadian will right there. I think to see that happening for Terry. What was Terry's goal for that run? Can you kind of narrow that down? Like, what did he set forth as the goal?
Well, yeah, when Terry left St. John's, Newfoundland, he thought maybe he could raise $1 million for cancer research. I mean, that's a lot of money today, but he thought that would be an attainable goal. When Terry arrived in Port aux Basques and to catch the ferry to Cape Breton, the town of Port aux Basques raised $10,000. The population of the community was about 10,000 people. So Terry figured, if they can raise $1 for every person in town, why not raise $1 for every Canadian? And so his new goal was $24 million, the population of Canada in 1980. And before Terry passed away in June of 81, 9 months after he was forced to stop in Thunder Bay, Terry saw that goal realized of raising over $24 million for cancer research.
And I know the number a couple years ago was over 750 million raised. What are we at now, raised in Terry's name?
Yeah, after last year's Terry Fox run in 2019, we can now say over $800 million raised for cancer research. So, it's a big number, and I don't often throw that number out there, but more importantly is the impact that those dollars have had on cancer research and on the lives that it saved because of the research. Canada has some of the best researchers in the world, and people are surviving their diagnosis more so than they did 10, 20, 30 years ago. And they're in many cases given more time to be with their families as well.
So Fred, this year is the 40th anniversary, and back it up even back to the beginning of the Marathon of Hope was Terry had reached out to a bunch of shoe companies to try to sponsor him, right? Yeah. And was it the only one that got back to him was Adidas?
I believe so. I believe it was Adidas, and they've been great supporters from 1980, providing Terry with quite a few pairs of Orion running shoes. And Adidas this year has been a great supporter. They released the Orion shoe again on April 12th and allowed people to get a copy of it. And along with throughout the summer, various T-shirts as well. So they've been great supporters, hoping to raise $1 million for the run this year, 40th anniversary.
Well, the little twist of this story is that this is the shoe right here, and it's such a classic shoe. It is such a, I don't know how many Canadians were trying to get a piece of that shoe. You included, Fred. You didn't get one.
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't get a pair this time, but Adidas did the same thing in 2005 as part of the 25th anniversary, and I did get a pair then, but no, it was amazing. It's just an example of what we are like as Canadians. When it got out that I didn't get a pair of shoes this time, we received a lot of emails, messages through social media, people offering me their shoes because I didn't get a pair, and of course we didn't take them up on the offer. But it just shows you who Canadians are.
That's crazy. I was hoping, I thought I'll get online about 3 minutes after they went, and they were gone. They were gone, which just screams. That's a classic shoe too. We're talking to Fred Fox, who is the older brother of Canadian legend, the legacy left behind by Terry Fox. Obviously, the Terry Fox run is, how many countries will it be run in over the next 7 days or so, Fred? Where is this all going?
I think we're around 25 countries around the world now, and not all will hold it this weekend on the 20th. Depending on where they are in the world, weather-wise, they might do it in February or something like that. But many of them will be doing it this weekend, as well as the rest of Canada does.
And many of them are doing virtual runs this year, right?
All of them.
Are they all virtual runs?
Yeah, we've had to make that decision. Even around the world, we've instructed or asked our folks there that volunteer their time to organize the runs to do it virtually. That's the safe and healthy way to do it right now. And unfortunately, we can't get together like we normally do in past years. And this year we'll do it virtually, and look forward to hopefully getting together next year as we normally would.
I know you were going to ask about that, Tim. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I think the other part that's pretty awesome is how you get school kids involved. My daughter came home when she was in kindergarten and told the story of Terry Fox, and I think that's pretty cool. Is the school event still happening as well, Fred? How is that going to work for schools as well? I know it's a big thing in our community. All the schools do things. What does that look like for the school end of things?
Yeah, you're right. 9,000 schools in Canada doing Terry Fox runs, and new generations, of course. And these kids, a lot of the teachers, a lot of the parents weren't alive when Terry was running, so it's amazing. And yep, we're still going ahead. And again, we're hearing from, as school has just started in the last week or two, we're hearing from teachers and staff that want to do it. I mean, their school year is looking a little different, so they're going to have to do their events a little bit differently this year as well. And hopefully they're still going to be able to do the same kind of fundraising that they normally do. But Terry's part of the school curriculum now, and a great example of working hard and not giving up. And Terry would often say it's not supposed to be easy. You got to work a little hard at things, and a great example of that determination that kids could often use.
And this year being a virtual run, and I know a lot of events that had to go virtual, there's always a concern that you're not going to get the donations as per usual. So if you are looking to run, or if you're looking to donate, you can go to terryfox.org and you can pick your location, and you can either make a donation, you can sign up and do the virtual run this weekend, and you can be a part of it that way. Is that the best place to find the information, Fred? Is that where we should go?
Yeah, you bet. Like you said, terryfox.org. Register yourself as going to participate. You can pick where, whatever community you live in, and do that. And we're just asking people to, do their walk or run from their front door, and run through the neighborhood, or find their favorite park or area to be in, and do that with their family, but keep with their personal bubble and do it that way, but fundraise as well, because that's even though we're all dealing with COVID, cancer still exists as well, and it's still important to raise money for cancer research.
Fred, here you are 40 years later. What's it like being Terry Fox's brother? Like this, still talking about him 40 years. I can imagine you're pretty proud.
Of course, and in many ways, I'm doing this because this is what our mom felt it was important to do. We lost our mom 9 years ago, and our dad 4 years ago. And when Terry passed away, Canadians still wanted to continue this dream of Terry's, and they still wanted to, create, a Terry Fox run was created a few months after Terry passed away, and our mom played a huge part in that, and she was the one who was doing interviews and traveling across the country and sharing Terry's story. And now as Terry's brother and my brother Daryl and sister Judy have the opportunity, even our own children, between the three of us, we have 9 children, and none of them met their Uncle Terry, but at least 4 or 5 of them get that opportunity to talk about their uncle. And so as a family, we're proud to be able to do this. And it makes us feel so good when we meet people and they feel like they're getting a bit of a connection to Terry, even though they can't meet Terry in person.
Fred, is that shirt behind you one of Terry's shirts that he wore during the run?
Yeah, the one in the frame there. Yeah, that's one of Terry's shirts.
That's pretty awesome. Tim, I don't have anything else. I don't know if you.
No, just the last thing I think is the merch. Is the merch still available online? Can we still go online and order the merch? I love my Terry Fox shirt. I wear it all the time. I'd love to get another one this year in the 40th anniversary. Yeah, can we go online? Same thing.
This is this year's shirt design for this year. We did a contest this year for the design this year. We normally have a few designers every year that help us out with that, but this year we put it across Canada, and I think we received something like 1,800 different designs, and it happened to be somebody in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan that did this year's design. So yeah, you can go to our website, go to the shopping cart, order a t-shirt. As part of the 40th anniversary, we have hats, hoodie, and toques this year as well, and even masks. So cool. Being so close to the run day, hopefully you'll get it in time by run day, but maybe not. So.
Fred, this has been awesome. I truly think Terry's one of the greatest Canadian of all time, and just his determination and his legacy lives on. And you must be proud, and your family must be proud that that name is still out there, and still people remember and tell stories about it. Fred, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'll be in touch. I'll send you an email. But thanks a lot, Fred. We do appreciate this. Thank
you, Chris and Tim, for inviting me on the show. Thank you.
We'll have to have you on next time. We'll have to have a beer, actually.
You bet.
Thanks. Fred Fox with us here today from the Terry Fox organization, terryfox.org. You can find out more here. Let's get the information out there. There's the Terry Fox Foundation, the 40th year of the Marathon of Hope. Well, that doesn't look too sweet there. Got our big faces in the background there. But go online. You can find it at terryfox.org. Sign up. There's runs, 25 countries around the world.
Yeah, I was checking out the map earlier where you're at. You can basically zoom in on the map and see where they're being run here in across Canada. But I zoomed in, and there's lots in our area. Check it out. Find someone to donate to if you're not running. I was thinking that we should donate to someone. Cloudy, what do you think?
Let's do it, man. 100%. 100%.
On a team 100%. We can donate to, and love to support the cause. Man, that's just every time you think about it, it's the story of Terry Fox is amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I tear up every time I think about it. And just knowing that Fred had a younger brother who passed away from cancer. I know my brother was not Terry Fox at all, but just he had a similar determination, and the fight was always there. And just that Terry had no leg, and he had the shittiest appendage. Like, did you see that thing?
I did.
Come on, that was horrible. Here, I'll play the video again. But like, it was just.
I read a story today about when it broke when he was training, and he had to hitchhike home, and then he came home and just like clamped it back together, jimmied it back up, and went out for another 5 miles.
And he ran a marathon a day, guys.
Yeah,
like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Oh, I did grab this, and I think we should play it because it's the end. Terry announcing the end of his run. This happened 40 years ago, September 2nd.
Yesterday I was running, and I had noticed a little bit of hardness in breathing. And near the end of the day, 18 miles, I was coughing and choking and had pain in my neck and my chest. And I did 3 more miles, and I decided I had to go see the doctor. And it was discovered then that originally I had primary cancer in my knee 3.5 years ago. And that the cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we got to go home and try and do some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
Fox, with his parents at his side, said he would continue his own personal fight against cancer, and he hoped other people would too.
Even though I'm not running anymore, we still got to try and find a cure for cancer, and I think other people should get ahead and try and do their thing now. As I've been preaching all along, all the way through Canada, to people who have cancer, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to do everything I can. I hope that what I've done has been an inspiration, and I hope I will see it now, that people will take off and continue where I left off here.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy, man. Like, I think that guy he's a superhero, man. Like, how come we don't have a holiday in Canada, Terry Fox Day?
Yeah.
Like, and we should have a date. We should have more schools named after him. Why isn't it a movie yet? Like, I don't get it.
You know what I was thinking too is when Fred said how much has been raised and that it's making a difference. And I think people need to realize that, cancer is not a one pill cure. But the money's been put to use, and people have benefited from it. So get out there and donate. Get out there and show your support for the run. It's important, for sure.
Oh, that's a first for the pod, eh? Wow. Wow, bud. Wow.
It's
Terry.
tough pod today, bud.
It's tough pod.
Woo.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. TerryFox.org.
Awesome.
That's if there's one Canadian you want to teach your kids about, that guy. That guy. It's what a story, man. What a story. 100%. All right. Should we get to some beer buzz?
Hey, let's have some beer buzz. Just crushing beers now, bud.
Wow, man. I think we grew a little closer tonight. I'm like so happy we got to talk to him tonight.
I do too. That's
Terry
awesome.
Fox run this weekend. All right, beer buzz, Timmer. You have a couple things. Actually, should we start with a mention of our guests from last week, our friends from Sons of Kent?
Yes. So we broke it last week that they'd be releasing some beers.
Yep.
We put out the announcement that Cherry White was coming out on Thursday, and not so much.
Not so much.
We got a little delayed in the labels, but it's there right now.
It's there now.
Cherry White is ready to roll. 6 packs, limited time only. They described it tonight as it's like Barry White, but with cherries. That's nailed it. So get out there. It's a fresh beer.
It's
right?
delicious.
And still summertime, isn't it? It's still summertime for
Summer
another
until
week.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So get out, grab some cherry white, and then this Thursday, for Scherzy's Island Time is ready in 4-packs. 100%. You heard it here first. It's a 3Beer podcast guarantee.
Oh boy,
It'll be ready for Thursday. That's why this is the season finale. If there's any problems, you can't see us next week. We're taking a week off.
Yeah.
So that's
what else?
Sons of Kent. Oh, also, we've talked to Kingsville Brewery. We've talked to the Grove.
Yep.
We've got Banded Goose in line to talk to them sometime. All three of those breweries in Kingsville did a collaboration that's coming out this week, available at all three breweries. It's a Hell's Lager with raspberries in it. It looks pretty good in the pictures. I haven't tried it yet. Would love to get down there and get one this weekend. Hopefully they got some available still.
Isabella Muzzin, get a hold of us. We're gonna track you down. Okay, we got to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
and we should say congratulations too to part owner of the Kingsville Brewery, Marty Turco, former Dallas Star. His Dallas Stars are in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. So
wow, that's huge, eh?
Yeah,
we might have to talk to Marty, eh?
Little podcast bump.
Yeah, and I got one more here, Cloudy. Yep. So I love the gift packs, love the beer packs. Bose in Van Cleek, Ontario, up near Ottawa, has a Oktoberfest pack. Bose usually throws a huge Oktoberfest party, bands for 2 or 3 days. It's big, obviously not happening due to COVID. But they got a Oktoberfest pack. Bought one today. Not gonna lie, it's a pre-order. It ships at the first week of October, but I was in on it. Here's what you get: 6 beers. You get Stein, which is awesome, and you get a hat, an Alpine Oktoberfest hat. How can you beat it? And a mural poster and other stuff. I was in as soon as it said Bose gift pack. I was like, man, sold, bought it. Shopify app. It's amazing. Just like that. Yeah? Ordered it. Yeah. Go to bose.ca and hook yourself up with an Oktoberfest pack. And I'm excited for that one to come. I'll be here for season 3.
All right, season 3. Yes, this final episode of season 2, episode 12. Timmer, I got a couple things to hit on here to wrap up the show tonight. So first of all, NFL's back. What'd you think of the NFL Week 1? Good with that?
It was fine. My fantasy team sucked, but it was fine. It was also weird looking at half-empty stadiums or totally empty stadiums, but I'm glad that's what they're doing.
So Ezekiel Elliott, running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Have you seen this yet? Have you seen his new tattoo?
No.
Here it is, his new tattoo. You can kind of get a look at it there. I got a better shot for you. It says, "Feed me."
Feed me.
Right across his gut.
I thought it said beer first.
So there it is. There's
which would be a good tattoo for me to get on my.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Beer me.
I've got more real estate. So
just beer me right across here. How awesome would that be?
I picture it looking like a menu board at the brewery. Like you could have the IBUs, you could have the percentages.
Wow.
You got lots of room. Go to work.
Will we just sell off Chris McLeod's torso to the highest bidder? Right there. That's a good one. That's a good fundraiser right there. You get the beer board across. Any brewery wants in on that, contact us. We'll do it.
Ezekiel Elliott, 70 years from now, is going to be in a home with "Feed Me."
That's an interesting choice. Was that just dudes sitting around and like, is that a dare or is that for realsies? Like he thought that's what he needed was a "Feed Me" tattoo.
These guys have stupid money, Tim. Stupid money.
Okay.
You and I, we sit around, we have a drink or two, and then we're like, "Hey, know what we should do? Like, we should buy a pogo stick." But like, this guy's like, "No, we should do. Feed me tattoo."
I did not get my pogo stick yet, which is bullshit.
We can't afford it. We can't afford it.
Right.
All right. A couple other stories too. So I don't know where my notes are. So I don't know where this is. Okay. But this guy bought a decommissioned fire truck, and he's turned it into a beer fire truck. Okay, have a look at this. Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
See, at the back, you open up the cabinets there.
Those are all taps.
Yeah, here. Look at that.
Get out of town.
Yes. Isn't that sweet?
How awesome is that?
Yeah, and then obviously the refrigerated area for the kegs are all underneath, and it's available for rent. Actually, I would have the link if I were prepared, but I am not.
I know a guy who has fire trucks. Big Al, fire trucks. That sounds like a winter project right there. What else we got to do this winter?
Tattoo, and then the fire truck.
Chris's torso. Then we talked to Big Al about converting one of the fire trucks into that. How awesome would that be?
That is
you just
sweet.
Roll up to a party.
Yep.
And you bring the beer in your fire truck.
Yeah.
You could go down the road blazing, and you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to where you need to be.
I think that's great.
No one's going to stop you, pull you over. You're a fire truck. And then you get to the party, everyone drinks.
It's in Ohio. I know that. If you look up beer fire truck, you'll find the link. I wish I had it, but I wasn't prepared.
It's a good Google search. Beer fire truck.
Get under Google. All right. Hey, Tim. So this was just posted tonight. So we were just talking about sports and how the stadiums are half empty. Do you see the Tigers have now added some new photos?
It's Ernie.
Yeah. So they got Ernie Harwell, Hudge Rodriguez, Mel Tucker, Tom Izzo. You got Derek Rose, Anthony Manta, Juwan Howard, Jim Harbaugh. So if you go to tigers.com and you can buy your own thing. But yeah, so they've made a whole section now of these famous Detroit sports figures. Ernie Harwell, eh?
Oh my God, front row sitting. I want to sit next to Ernie Harwell.
Yeah.
Look at that recognition from Sean at the Health House. That we have such great ideas. That's solid. So I can go on Tigers website and get myself in the stadium.
Yeah, the Jays did it too earlier in the year, and I think they're sold out now. But it was like $50, and they showed you how to take your own picture, and it was like, and you could have yourself.
Really? How much?
I think it was 50 Canadian. I think I don't know what the Tigers is, but they just posted that today. They've added those at Comerica Park. So
I'm in.
Like, really, you can't afford not to, right?
Exactly. Right? That's good logic. My old friend would have good logic like that.
I had something else. Oh, this is what I had. Did you see the Paul Rudd PSA yet?
No.
Paul Rudd. So we've seen COVID numbers across Ontario, across Canada, across the U.S. Rise again. We may be in the second wave. Who knows what wave we're in? But Paul Rudd did a PSA directed at the younger generation, the millennials, who are apparently the highest right now. So this is Paul Rudd, who just have a listen. This is Paul Rudd.
Yo, what up, Dogs? Paul Rudd here, actor and certified young person. A few days ago, I was talking on the iPhone with my homie, Governor Cuomo, and he's just going off about how us millennials need to wear masks because, get this, apparently a lot of COVID is transmitted by us millennials. No cap. So Cuomo's asked me, he's like, Paul, you gotta help. What are you, like 26? And I didn't correct him. So fam, let's real talk. Masks? They're totally beast. So slide that into your DMs and twitch it. Vibe check. Yes, queens like ourselves. We want to go to bars, we want to drink, hook up, do our TikToks. I get it. I'm not gonna preach at you like some celebrity. Ugh. This is a combo where I talk and you shut up and wear your mask. Hello? Oh, hi, Billie Eilish. What's that? You're wearing your mask? Man, I want to stan you. You're so my bae. Yo, listen, hype beasts. Masks protect you and your dank squad. Because caring about other people is the new not caring about other people. Now that's thick. You want a challenge? How about Stop the Pandemic Challenge? What about that? What about a Save Grandma Challenge? That fun enough for you? Name is Paul, and I'm 6 feet tall almost. And I wear my...
All right, we can go.
I like the vibe check. Vibe check.
Vibe check.
That's
Gang Squad.
2 terms that will be incorporated in season 3 will be vibe check and our dank squad.
That's how we should start every show now, with a vibe check.
Vibe check.
Tim, vibe check.
We could make a PSA like this, couldn't we?
We just want to sit around and do our TikToks.
Have you ever tried a TikTok?
No.
You have. You're lying. You have.
I've
sure.
watched TikToks. I haven't tried.
No, you've tried to do a TikTok.
I haven't tried. No.
Oh.
Throw a hip out, dude.
This is we will not be doing the 3BeerPod TikTok challenge.
Follow us on TikTok to see me get my
two of the
tattoo.
worst TikTok dancers of all time. Check out our new TikTok channel.
Vibe check.
Watch Chris get a sweet tattoo.
Yes, Queens.
Good, buddy.
That was good. That was a good one, Timmer. That was good.
Yeah.
That second season was our best season yet.
It was.
It was.
Wait till season 3. You should see what we've got lined up.
Timmer, as we're talking, I've got a text from possible guest for season 3. Yep. And we'll dig them. Hey, you know what? And I should say that one of our viewers, Jason Dudley, is the one that hooked us up with this one. So if you ever have a connection, you can always email us, 3beerpod@gmail.com, or social media. Get a hold of us. If you have any connections, you're like, hey, I know somebody that you might want to talk to. Throw them at the Dank Squad. We'll see if we can get them on, right?
Heck yeah. I got nothing. I don't even know what's cool. I don't even know. I got no response to Dank Squad. I'm not even sure if Dank Squad's good, is it?
I don't know. Maybe Dank Squad's really bad.
And we are it. Shoot.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
Urban Dictionary, that one. See what that actually means.
By the way, Paul Rudd is 51 years old.
Come on.
Yeah, he's 51. Certified young person here. Are you Googling?
I did.
Dank Squad.
Just Urban Dictionary. Started in Salt Lake by a group of people who were pretenders and dumbasses to the belief that they're part of being the cool society. Not sure if that's good or bad.
I don't know.
Get at us on if that's good or bad. I'm still not sure, even after reading the definition from Urban Dictionary, if Dank Squad's good or bad. Tells us how hip we are. Thanks for tuning in.
There's no way it is hip to Google the terms.
I have to all the time in my line of work. I have to Google these just to see what's going on and make sure everything's cool.
Okay. Big things are coming, Timmer. We've had some brilliant ideas lately, and we're going to take a step here in season 3, and it's cool because a lot of people are supporting us, but a lot of people coming up with ideas and want to be a part of it too. So we appreciate it. Get a hold of us in the social media. Season 3 starts 2 weeks from tonight. Timmer, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Claudia. It's been good. Great season 2. Good ending tonight. Loved it.
TerryFox.org. Sign up for a run this weekend. Show your support.